Students, in the previous video, we looked at how one's life is actually, life's work is actually destroyed in a day and broken. And if we can actually stoop and build them up with worn out tools, then we can have a life. So he will continue with the same sort of spirit in this next stanza also. If you can make one heap of all of your winnings and risk it one on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginning, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Okay? It's talking about, or if you can make a huge heap of all of your successes. Like for example, imagine that, like as if a heap of clothes or something, you can actually put all of your successes in one big heap and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss. Sometimes all of what you have made, all the money that you have made and everything, all the successes and winnings that you have made can be risked in one turn of pitch and toss. Okay, so it's a game analogy that he makes here. But he's talking about real life when you have to take such risks. Okay, sometimes in cricket, for example, there is uh, you know there comes at a point where everything depends upon this one pitch and toss of the ball, right? Uh, there's only one ball and all, like, yeah. So only one chance, basically. The whole game depends upon this one thing. So it's talking about something like that, that you can risk all of your life's work and with one turn of pitch of toss and lose and start again at your beginning. It's the same line of thinking that he was saying in the previous stanza, right? He's saying that you lose everything and then begin again, and never breathe a word about your loss. So you lose everything, and you don't even breathe you know, breathe a word of your loss. Don't complain. Okay, when you took that risk, you took that risk. That's it. You are not supposed to sit and complain and say, "Oh, I did the wrong thing" and all, and cry over your loss and all. No, you should have the fortitude to just begin from the beginning again. You start right away and just keep going in your life. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew, so look at the way it's this physical work and sport. Okay, images of sports are given here. You can force your being an athlete and a sports person. So force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone. Okay, and so hold on when there is nothing in you. So long after your successes, your winnings, everything has been destroyed, you can force yourself still again to actually persevere and never give up in life. Okay? Long after they are gone, all the successes are gone. And so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will. Okay? It's talking about willpower here. Look at the way he capitalized it. Right? Except the will which says to them, except the will that says to them, hold on. It's talking about your winnings and successes. Hold on. So you keep on going in life. You don't give up. You just say, hold on with all of your willpower to all of your successes and winnings. That, you never give up. That is the resilience and the perseverance that you are supposed to show in your life. So, and then you go on to this next stanza, which says, if you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run. Yours is the earth and everything that is in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son. So this whole poem is good, encouraging, inspiring advice from a father to a son. And it is filled with conditional statements here like this. If you can walk, if you can do this, if you can do that, only then you will be a man, is the main point. Becoming a real man, growing into a real man is about this. Having that integrity, having that perseverance and resilience, and keeping on going on, and get to success, and keeping your integrity. All of this involves being a man. If you can talk, so let us go line by line and discuss what he says about in this stanza. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue. So sometimes when you are a public figure and you keep talking with crowds, you do something called public speaking, okay? And you talk about things and how inspire others. Sometimes what happens is when you inspire everyone else in the world, you yourself forget about your virtue. Most of the time, it happens to many people who are in a position of power, position of influence, and only very few people actually talk with crowds and keep their virtue also. Their principles are intact even though they are popular and out there. Sometimes what happens is when they become celebrities or figureheads and all, whether it's religious leadership, political leadership, or especially even in educational leadership also, it's the same thing. When the people talk with crowds and inspire others, okay, but cannot keep their virtue. But he says that if you can do that, you keep your virtue, you keep your integrity, and your principles and your virtue, your way of life intact, though you are talking to other people, or talk on walk with kings. See, this is a reference to not just walking with kings, as in with influential people. Kings here refers to influential and high level people, presidents and kings and ministers and all. Or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. So you don't get out of your head and become all proud about yourself, but you have that common touch. So sometimes you have this situation where people get to a very influential position, very high position, or become rich suddenly, and they forget about this common touch. They can't speak to a commoner anymore. They just are in this bubble by themselves where they only can speak with elites. Okay, so he's saying that if you can walk with kings, you are walking with kings, very influential people and rich people or successful people, but you also have that common touch. If you can keep that common touch also, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, so you become so strong emotionally and all. So force, many people can actually get over that. You can get to a point where no enemy can actually hurt you. Okay, you can become tough like that. But this next thing is the hardest thing. When loving friends actually hurt more than enemies. Yeah, and the father is saying that if if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, you get to a point where even loving for friends, even if they do hurtful things, it cannot get to you. It will not destroy you. It will not completely break you, basically. If all men count with you, but none too much. If you are nice with everyone, okay, you consider everyone, all men, he refers to everyone, all stations of all sorts of people, but none too much. You don't give too much importance to anyone, whether it's a king or any sort of common person also. You don't give too much importance to anyone. You maintain that balance. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, it's talking about training now. Okay, when you are doing the distance run, 1 minute run and all. How many meters can you cover uh, in 60 seconds, in 1 minute? Okay, sometimes there it is timed, right? So he's talking about that unforgiving minute. So this is a reference to sports, but it's not talking about sports here. He's saying that if you can actually fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, which is more. You will be a man, my son. Okay? So in difficult times, this unforgiving minute is talking about that toughness of the sport. Okay? To cover this distance in just 1 minute, it's very difficult to actually do that if you set a standard like that. So even that sense, you can say that your life is also like that. You need to run and do all that you can and put everything um, you know that you have in your life to fill up that unforgiving minute. Okay, that temporary time, that little time that you have, that you call life. Okay, until you he's calling this distance run, worth of distance run, 60 seconds worth of distance run, the small time that you have to live. Okay, and you get to the goal. So if you can do that, you can exert yourself on that level. Yours is the earth and everything that's in it. This is a reference from the Bible. It is a promise that God gives to Abraham. So he's talking about how if you do this, yours will be the earth. Yours will be everything that is in it. So the word will be yours. You will be the ruler of everything. If you can actually maintain this level of integrity in your heart and in your lifestyle, in dealing with other people. So lot of advice packed up in this poem, right? A lot of things, a lot of difficult things actually uh, packed up. And with this last line, you will be a man, my son. So he will become a man and inherit all these things and become the master of everything, and only if he does all of the above, all of these things, all of the internal integrity related questions. Okay, so this is what this poem is about. A father's advice to his son of how to live life with integrity and how you will become a real man. That is why this man is capitalized here. So that is when you become a man and you inherit everything. The earth and everything that is in you, in it is yours. You come into possession of everything if you can conquer yourself and become perfect, is what he means.